You're listening to the Midlife Edit. Think of this as your remix for midlife, strength, mindset, and living unapologetically. I'm Jen, your host, and together we're making this chapter not just good, but a damn good chapter. This is the Midlife Edit. Hey friends, and welcome back to the Midlife Edit. All right, real talk. Lately, I lost a little momentum. And when I say a little, I mean a lot. I recorded my podcast episode last week about the Midlife Comeback Tour, and I'm super pumped. I'm still super pumped about it, about this idea of having this comeback tour and going from Jerica to Gem, and I love it. And I was so excited right out of the gate, and I'm, all over social media, and I'm doing all the things, and then life happened, right? And I had some things going on, and I found myself kind of stalling out a little bit. And you know what? I'm saying this for my benefit, but for yours too. That's okay. And I want to normalize that, because if you've ever felt like you were moving forward and then suddenly like you hit pause or you hit a wall or like you just lost all that momentum and motivation, you're not alone. And here's another reminder: a comeback doesn't require perfection. It just requires persistence. And we're women, and we're persistent as hell. So today I wanted to share the 4R method and the way I've kind of made it my own. It's a simple but powerful framework that we can use anytime we feel like we slipped off track. And the 4R's stand for reconnect, reset, reframe, and restart. So by the end of this episode, I want you to have your own comeback plan, or a guide to have your own comeback plan that you can use whenever you feel like life is pulling you sideways. So let me give you like a little peek into where this came from and this idea started. Over the weekend, my husband and I went to the Four Chords Music Festival, and it was a 2-day festival, and we didn't go both days because, we're old. And it was an all-day music festival, but we went to see, basically, I wanted to see 3 bands. We went to see Bowling for Soup, Jimmy Eat World, and Blink-182. And honestly, it felt like reconnecting with my high school self. I was standing there, 42 years old, space buns and glitter. I went all in, singing along to the bands that I loved as a teenager, jumping up and down, smiling, just happy. And in the moment, it kind of lit something up in me that music does. I mean, it was a lot different for me than a Dave Matthews concert, but Dave Matthews does the same thing. I get this excitement and joy. And that's the R that is reconnect. But then on the flip side, I've been dealing with some other stuff. I've been dealing with some stuff at home and my stomach issues, and I talked a little bit about them. Kind of got some results. I got to talk to my doctor today, but I realized that I need a reset. I need to fix my gut. And I need to do what's best for myself. The R for reset scares me. Even saying it right now, even trying to talk to you about it, even saying we don't need to overhaul everything all at once, in my mind that a little ADHD girl pops up, and I am an all or nothing kind of girl. I either go super hard or I just stop, right? So I'm trying to think about this and talk about this, and I'm thinking, a reset. Oh my God, what do I do? What do I do? It needs to be small, right? I need to start making small edits to my meals, or pay closer attention to what works for me when I eat, maybe just jotting something down. Jen's head right now thinks, okay, I need a complete reset. So that means I need to get rid of everything in my pantry and in my refrigerator and start from scratch and do all this stuff and da 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 da. And you know what happens when I think like that? I don't do any of it. So we're not going to overhaul everything all at once, Jen. I'm going to start making small edits to things like my meals. But listen, these little moments remind me that comeback isn't about a dramatic overnight change. It's about those little small micro shifts that help us pull forward again, right? So let's jump into the 4Rs framework. And again, this is something that, I've seen before, but I kind of really want to make it my own, and I want you to make it your own too. I want you to know that okay, I can do this and I can tweak it to how I feel like I want it, because there's never one size fits all, right? We all have different things going on in our lives, and different reasons that we might need to use the 4 R's framework. So the first R, like we talked about, is the reconnect. And when I say reconnect, it can be with anything. Reconnect with your joy or music or anything that lights you up. And again, for me, it was that concert. I thought back to when they played the songs that I used to sing in high school. I thought back to 16, 17-year-old me singing in the car with my CDs. It just brought me this like joy that I feel like I haven't felt in a while, because it was so deep in me that we're dealing with the everyday lives. And don't get me wrong, I have joy in my everyday life. I love my life. I have a beautiful life, but there's that joy that still kind of hides down inside. Like if you hear a song or you smell a certain smell from back in the day, that joy kind of pops back up. So for me, it was a concert. For you, it might be pulling out an old playlist from high school or calling a friend that you haven't talked to in years. So this week, for you, for your reconnect, I want you to make a nostalgia playlist, like something from your teens or 20s that make you feel alive again. Or pick one person from your past and text them just to say, hi, I was thinking about you. Reconnect with friends or music, or reconnect with a style. This is something that, like, I feel like for a lot of the time in the past, midlife women are made to think that they have to dress a certain way. If your style was 90s grunge, which I love, and that's what you felt your best in, reconnect with that. Go back to that. So this week, make one small reconnection. Make that playlist, or send that text, or buy that shirt, or those pair of Doc Martens. Next are reset. And again, Jen, I'm talking to myself, but again, it's not everything. It's not your entire life. It's just one small thing. So it could be your sleep schedule. Maybe you're going to go to bed 30 minutes earlier. Or maybe it's a meal swap. Instead of having Friday night pizza night, maybe that you order out, maybe you do Friday night homemade pizza, because number one, it's cheaper, but it's also better for you, right? Or a quick journaling habit. Do you know how many journals I have that are sitting completely empty because I love them? They're pretty, and I buy pretty pens and journals, and I think about doing them, but then the thought of sitting and writing out a whole journaling thing just overwhelms me so much that I don't do it at all. So what if it's just one quick sentence, or even just a 10-minute walk? I have been guilty of this. I think pretty much we all have, when you say something like, oh, I just don't have time to work out. But then you look, and really that 10 minutes that you were scrolling Facebook could have been 10 minutes you were walking around your neighborhood, right? So for me, that reset again looks like making general adjustments to my nutrition. And now it's going to be a pretty big overhaul. I'm going to do an elimination type thing, but I need to just start editing one piece at a time before I could jump all in. So for the R this week, choose one thing to reset, not 10 things, just one little thing, and let that one win remind you that you can shift forward. The third R is reframe. This one's big, okay? Listen, falling off isn't failure. It's just part of your comeback. We're allowed to fail. Failure makes us better. It may not seem like it at the time. It may seem like the world is ending and I'm not good at anything, and oh my gosh, I can't believe I did that. But I have to remind myself, just because I stalled for a minute doesn't mean I failed. It means that now I have the fuel for the next edit, right? And it's hard in the moment, even a day or two after, when you just feel like you haven't done something right, or that you, again, bought something to start a new hobby and never did because it overwhelmed you. Start small. So this week, for your reframe, I just want you to write one reframe statement. Something like, this isn't the end. It's just my edit. Or, failure is just a way to show that you're not done yet. Say it, write it, put it on a sticky note. Let it become your new story. Put it on a Post-it note and put it on your computer while you're at work or somewhere that you're going to see it a lot. But reframe. And when you reframe, make it positive. Don't go down hard on yourself because you feel like you failed. Next one, the last one, restart. And this one, it's about an imperfect action today. Not, okay, again, here, hi, I'm guilty of this, but not waiting until Monday or not waiting until you feel ready or not waiting until this happens or that happens. Sometimes it's just the progress and not the perfection that's going to start you. It doesn't have to be perfect. It just has to be done. There are so many of these little quotes and sayings that may sound cheesy, but they're really true, right? How many times did you say, oh, I'm going to start that new diet on January 1st or on Monday or next week, this is my week. I do it all the time, guys. I'm not even kidding. You can ask my husband, oh, next week we're going to start eating better, or next week we're going to do this, or next week we're going to finally get that house project done. You're just kidding yourself, right? You're just pushing it down the road a little bit longer. But for me, my restart is literally recording this episode because I didn't wait for the perfect timing or the perfect energy. I just had to hit record and do it. So your goal this week for the restart is just name one thing that you'll restart now, not tomorrow, not Monday, today. It's Tuesday while you're listening to this, hopefully. But even if you listen to it on Saturday, start today. Figure out one little thing to restart. Maybe, I'm going to restart by, instead of having a glass of wine this weekend, I'm going to enjoy a cup of tea. I don't know. Whatever you feel like you need to restart, just one little thing to restart. So let's bring it all together, okay? The Midlife Comeback Tour isn't about perfection. It's about persistence. It's about editing and adjusting and showing up even when life throws us those curveballs. And I'm really passionate about this because when I talk about it, it helps me, but I know that it helps somebody else out there. Let's use this 4R framework together because sometimes lists are important. I was literally just talking to my mom this morning about how, if I need to do this elimination diet or I need a list. I need something in front of me that I can check off. Yes, I can, or no, I can't. I need a list. And so I created a free guide for you. It's the 4R Midlife Comeback Guide. And it's just a simple printable PDF with the 4Rs and some space to write down your own ideas and a weekly check-in tracker. So you don't use it every day if you don't want, but if you ever need a reset, just pull it out. I'm going to put it in the show notes. You can find it on the midlifeeditco.com page. I'll throw some up on social media. But again, sometimes it's for me, I just need a list or something to write out. And listen, I'm not going to keep you long today. This is a shorter one because we're restarting. We're having our Midlife Comeback Tour. So if you do these 4Rs this week, I'd love for you to share it on social media and tag me so I can help cheer you on. Because your comeback inspires more people than you know. I'm telling you. It's the little things that we do that people, maybe they don't cheer you on, but they're watching. And if they think that they can't do it and they see you do it, they're like, hell yeah, I can do it. So the 4Rs, let's do it together. We can restart and, let's edit our lives. Also, another shameless plug, but check out the merch because I love it. I think it's so fun. It's something that people will look at and look, there's a concert tee that looks like a concert tee, and then you read it and you're like, oh, that's so cool. Let's love being in midlife together. Let's share it. Let's tell people we're on a comeback tour because you think I can't? Watch me and see what happens. That's the kind of mentality that I want you to have. It's never too late. You're never too old. Let's do this comeback tour together. Thanks for hanging out with me today. And until next time, let's make it a damn good chapter. You've been listening to the Midlife Edit, your remix for midlife. Remember, we're making this chapter not just good, but a damn good chapter. Want more? Join the Midlife Edit Insiders group on Facebook for deeper conversations, grab the curated playlists to fuel your comeback tour, and check out the merch that lets you wear your midlife with pride. Everything's linked for you in the show notes. And until next time, keep living bold, strong, and unapologetic. This is the Midlife Edit. Let's make it a damn good chapter.